Welcome back to the channel. If you've been walking through this series, then you already feel the shift. This isn't about hype. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about building a man who can lead himself consistently, even when no one is watching. In the last episode, we talked about a hard truth. No one is coming to save you. That moment you stop waiting, it's the moment your life begins to change. But now we take the next step, because deciding to lead your life is one thing. Actually doing it every single day is another. This week's series is about becoming the man who leads, not occasionally, but daily. And today's message is simple. Your life is not built in big moments. It's built in small wins. Why consistency beats intensity every time? Most men chase intensity. They want the big burst of motivation, the sudden change, the overnight transformation. They go all in for a day, maybe a week, pushing themselves hard, trying to force results. And then they burn out, because intensity is exciting, but it's not sustainable. Consistency, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't feel impressive. It doesn't look dramatic. But it builds something that intensity never can: momentum. Think about a man trying to move a massive stone. If he pushes it hard once, nothing happens. If he pushes it hard again, still nothing. But if he shows up every day, applies steady pressure, little by little, the stone starts to shift. Not because of one powerful moment, but because of repeated effort. Intensity gets attention. Consistency gets results. And the man who understands that stops chasing feelings and starts building habits. Winning the first hour of your day, how you start your day, determines how you live it. Most men wake up reactive. They check their phone. They scroll. They let the world tell them how to think, how to feel, what to focus on. And before they even begin, they've already lost control. But a man who leads himself takes ownership of the first hour. He decides how the day begins. It's like setting the direction of a ship. If you leave the port without choosing your heading, the ocean will choose it for you. And you'll end up somewhere, just not where you intended. The first hour is your direction. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be complicated. But it has to be intentional. Because when you win the first hour, you put yourself in position to win the day, stacking small habits into identity. Most men think identity comes first, but it doesn't. Identity is built, and it's built through repetition. Every small action you take is a vote for the man you're becoming. You wake up when you said you would. That's a vote. You follow through on a task. That's a vote. You choose discipline over comfort. That's a vote. Individually, they feel small, but together, they shape who you are. It's like laying bricks. One brick doesn't look like much. 2 bricks, still nothing impressive. But over time, those bricks become a structure, a foundation, a house. In the same way a house is built, brick by brick, a man is built habit by habit. You don't wake up one day as a disciplined man, you become one through what you do daily. It's the compounding effect of discipline. Discipline doesn't just work, it compounds. The effort you put in today doesn't just impact today. It builds into tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Think of it like planting seeds. One seed doesn't change your environment. But if you plant consistently, water consistently, show up consistently, eventually, growth becomes unavoidable. Now imagine 2 men. One shows up daily, doing small things right. The other shows up when he feels like it. At first, they look the same, but over time, the gap becomes obvious, because one man has been compounding effort, the other has been resetting. That's what discipline does. It creates progress that stacks, builds, multiplies, and the longer you stay consistent, the harder it becomes to lose. It's becoming reliable to yourself. This might be the most important part, because before anyone else can trust you, you have to trust yourself. And most men don't, not because they can't, but because they've trained themselves not to. They say they'll do something, and they don't. They set a plan, and they abandon it. They make commitments, and break them. And over time, something dangerous happens. They stop believing themselves. It's like having a friend who constantly lets you down. So eventually you stop relying on them. Now imagine that friend is you. That's what happens when you don't follow through. But when you start keeping your word, even in small things, you rebuild that trust. You tell yourself, I'm going to do this. And you do it. And slowly, you become reliable, not just to others, but to yourself. And that kind of self-trust, that's power. So if you're serious about leading your life, stop looking for big moments. Start focusing on small wins. The daily decisions, quiet discipline, the things nobody sees, because that's where your life is actually being built. Not in one big breakthrough, but in the things you do, over and over again. So the question is, are you going to keep waiting for motivation, or are you going to start stacking wins? If this message hit you, don't just listen to it, apply it. Drop a comment. What's one small win you're committing to today? Like the video, so this reaches more men who need it. Share it with someone who's trying to get consistent, but keeps falling off. And most importantly, subscribe, because this isn't just content. This is a process. We're building it together. This is the Ordinary Guy 2.0. Responsibility before ego. See you next time.